Hello! This is a video response to Hank Green's video on optimism. And if you haven't seen that video, I will put a link down in the description thingy. But more importantly, this is a video to thank the YouTubers in the community Nerdfighteria, and especially the Green Brothers, better known here as the Vlogbrothers, for basically making me feel less weird and less different. My whole life, I have felt different. Not only because I'm sitting in a wheelchair and have cerebral palsy and can't walk without a walker, but also because of just the stuff I'm into. I, as a kid, sang all the time. I sang along with Mariah Carey and Celine Dion and basically people who were popular when I was growing up, and my friends were really into them. And I loved 60s musicals and Shakespeare and The Diary of a Young Girl is still my favorite book, and all kinds of stuff. I just liked all kinds of stuff that my friends were maybe occasionally into, but I was really, really, really into it. And my whole life, I've heard different's good, Fallon. Different is beautiful. Different is, unique. You're your own person, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that. But then my experiences have taught me that the opposite is true. That people don't like people who don't fit in, people who don't fit the mold. So my whole life, I've had this sort of tug of war between these two thoughts, I guess. And I've always kind of felt like I didn't fit anything. Even my name is Fallon, and it means granddaughter of a great ruler in Gaelic. Yes, my family is Irish. And it also means small bird soaring high in Cherokee. My grandmother was quarter Cherokee and half Irish. So that's where my name comes from. So even my name is ridiculously unique and ridiculously different. And people are always like, oh, I've never heard of that before. That's such a pretty name, but I've never heard of it before. How do you spell that? How do you say that? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm always like, oh. So, everything about me is different. And I feel I just kind of stumbled on the Vlogbrothers channel. And I just started watching you guys, I don't know, 2 months ago. And I adore you. I totally adore you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I feel like I found, my people. I feel like I found, a bunch of people on the internet that get me and kind of, sort of, we understand each other and, shock. I'm not into Harry Potter. But, I know a bunch of people might be like, oh my gosh, there's a nerd fighter who's not into Harry Potter. There's something wrong with the world. But, I am into, poetry and musicals and all kinds of other things that are considered nerdy. So, this is just a video telling you thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And John, just so you know, congratulations on the new baby. And your books, every single one of them, have been added to my book bucket list. And if anyone wants to see my book bucket list, it is on my Tumblr. And I will put a link to that in the description, as well as to my regular bucket list. And I'm so glad, so glad, that Hank made a video about how optimism is not insane. Because everybody's always telling me that, like, if I were in your position, if I had never walked by myself before, you know, I would be really depressed. And how do you stay so positive and blah, 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 blah. And I do, you know, struggle with depression, but that's neither here nor there. The point is that I choose, most of the time anyway, webcam lag, sorry, to look at things like, I wasn't supposed to make it out of the hospital. I wasn't supposed to be able to do much of anything. But I am here. And I am in my own apartment. And I have a job. And I am going back to college in the fall.